The Interplanetary File System, or IPFS, is a protocol designed to create a permanent and decentralized method of storing and sharing files. IPFS aims to replace HTTP and build a better web. IPFS is a peer-to-peer, decentralized distributed file system. This is a data sharing network, and files are addressed based on their hash and not on their name. It's used mainly for saving static content like images, videos, documents, and so on. IPFS is reliable, fault-tolerant, with zero downtime. It's censorship resistant. IPFS is a permanent web. A file can't be deleted once someone requested it or if it has been cached on an IPFS peer. An IPFS peer can be forced to garbage collect the cached file, so there are some author rights issues. No one can force an IPFS peer to delete a pirated file. IPFS files are chunked in blocks, saved in a folder, and stay there as long as an IPFS gateway like the main IPFS.io gateway requests the file. After that, the file is saved in the gateway cache. Now, let's see what are the differences between a content addressed and a location addressed system. When we use HTTP or HTTPS to access a web page, image, spreadsheet, and so on, we are identifying content by its location. The link is an identifier that points to a particular location on the web, which corresponds to a particular server somewhere on the web. Whoever controls that location controls the content. What content to return, or if to return any content at all. That's how HTTP works. It's location addressed. Even if 1,000 people have downloaded copies of a file, meaning that the content exists in 1,000 locations, HTTP points to a single location. The administrator of the location can dictate who is allowed to access the information, can move the information without telling anyone, can destroy the information, can collect data about anyone that accesses the information, and can replace the information with something else. This is unstable, insecure, and prone to manipulation. The solution is to use content addressing, and that means identifying the information by its fingerprint or hash and not by its location and name. The cryptographic hash for a piece of content never changes, which means content addressing guarantees that the links will always return the same content, regardless of where I retrieve the content from and regardless of who added the content to the network. That's the essential power of using a content addressed protocol like IPFS instead of using a location addressed protocol like HTTP. Files aren't anymore accessed based on where they are saved, but based on what they are. For example, if we want to access a file in IPFS, we simply access it by its hash. We must also know what pinning is. Pinning is a key term of IPFS. It's the mechanism that allows you to tell IPFS to always keep a given object local. IPFS has a fairly aggressive caching mechanism that will keep an object local for a short time after you perform any IPFS operation on it, but these objects maybe get garbage collected regularly. To prevent that garbage collection, simply pin the hash you care about. Objects added through IPFS add command are pinned recursively by default. An IPFS file exists as long as someone keeps it. A file from IPFS is lost when there is no peer that stores that file. In the next lectures, I'll show you how to install and use IPFS. See you there!